We are here at the grocery store. We are the Pleiadians, collective of energies from the Pleiades, as well as other sister star systems that we like to claim as home to, such as 5D now going into skipping 6 into 7D Venus with Ascension. Our energies are all over the galaxy. We have came in to your area and done lots of things. We are responsible for a lot of different cultures on your planet, or different pop culture phenomenons. We have tried our best to wake up humanity and without breaking free will. That's why we took care of Tesla. He's fine. Oh, you don't worry, he's fine. He's still very much alive and well up here. Very much alive. Look, we gave him all that technology, but he was up against it, and we couldn't break free will. We did break free will, though, in World War II. We had to. Our not-so-responsible cousins from Aldebaran, they thought it'd be a funny... I don't know what they were thinking. They thought it'd be a good idea after being channeled by him, to him, or they got a channel requesting to be channeled. Adolf Hitler and Hermann Goering requested to speak with some extraterrestrials about technology. And, well, one thing led to another, and they decided that it'd be a good idea to, along with the Grey, we're channeling the Greys too, so both them and the Greys contributed to their weaponry, their high-tech weaponry. So we had no choice but to get in there, and we're not going to tell you all those Foo Fighters were us, but it might have been a few. There might have been a few of us that were. Okay, our energies, we are humans like you, but at our own planets. When we are on Earth, the only humans you will see like us are the humans that are there, that are living amongst you from Pleiades. And guess what? More than likely, dear souls, more than likely, if you're ever hearing this transmission, more than likely you are one of them. You're one of them. You are us. You're incarnated here. Whether you're a light worker or a starseed, or maybe if you hear it, or maybe you're one of our cousin races. And you'll feel that too. You'll feel that if it's like that. If it's like that, the Pleiadians are my cousins, yeah. Whether it's from, Sirius, or whether it's from Arcturus, Lyra, all kinds of places yet you do not know about. Procyon, just getting back into the game, they're the closest human race to you. They're halfway between you and Sirius. A little bit closer to you guys, though. It's 7th dimension. They're our crazy cousins, the Pleiadians' crazy cousins. They're like us on steroids. They're wild. They astral travel 23 hours a day. They do not go above the 7th dimension because they want to stay there. You get into 8th dimension, that's your transformation dimension out of your body completely. Of course, you can still use a holographic one if you wanted to for a situation. 7D's it. 8D a little bit, but 7D, the last full dimension where you're like that. Okay, yes, you have a light body in the 5th dimension, but I'm talking about a human body, a human body that you exist in 24/7. So Procyon is getting back in the game. The reason they were gone, well, they got real cautious. You can't blame them. They had their starseed pool tainted. Rigel put an attack on them after the Orion War because they were jealous that Procyon was able to hold them off, and they were having issues. And so they did something that's never happened to Earth. They got a big pile of dirty starseeds come in. And this is the thing, people. A light worker and a starseed on your planet, they're the same thing, except the way they came in here. Light worker was direct to a person, direct. Starseed was seated in the sky in an area with the possibility of let's just play it like you guys would understand it. Let's say I'm going to send you to Earth, but you're a starseed. You're not a light worker. You're the same thing, but you're going to go in as a starseed. That's another story. We'll get into why the difference. Okay, you're seated. You're going to be seated there. Guess what? I want you to pick an area you want to go to. Then we're going to do a little research. I want you to pick 3 possible families that are going to be expecting in that, region. And I want you to pick which 3 you would want the most, or which 3 you want, and then which one of the 3 you would want the most, second and third choice. Now we're going to go ahead and seed in that area. The odds are in your favor. You're going to get the number 1 but chances are you might not. But still, it's a family that, it's the 3 families you picked out of dozens, so not too bad, right? Well, Procyon had theirs tainted with dirty starseeds, and had people coming in there causing trouble when they grew up and were trying to get in government and change things and mess with shit. Kind of sounds like what might have happened here, actually, though. But they said, no, that ain't how it went down with Earth. This was an all-out, massive, dirty starseed attack. But these seeds flow from the clouds. You might even see beings sometimes spitting them out. There was a big contingency by some of us that wanted Earth to go into the 6th dimension right away instead of 5th, that we're doing this to help spread. We also spread those seeds to upgrade people. You'll see them floating in the air sometimes. And maybe you never knew what that was. Yeah, those are to upgrade, but some of those are seeds being planted here too. Okay, we have different reasons, but the Procyon, that's why Procyon is the only ally where you can't just reincarnate to there. They won't let you. You have to pass a massive test, and they do background checks, and they have a policy. 91% of their population has to be full Procyon DNA. And if you knew the whole story, you wouldn't blame them. I mean, I don't believe in people being separatists or anything like that. You know, we're all one. But in their case for now, yeah, there's always one exception to every rule, and they're at what they had done to them. And so you want to go in there, you have to pass a rigorous test, you get background check, and if you're lucky, only 9% of their population can be non-Procyon. And really, that they only have it that high because sometimes they will need technical workers that are higher dimensional qualified to do certain jobs. And so that's how it was explained to me by Valance. Valance is he doesn't call himself the commander, he's the residential coordinator, get this, of the Purine. It's an orb that's purple, half green, not intermingled, but literally half purple, half green, and then it can twinkle like a dark blue in the night sky. It's really trippy, like a mixture of those two colors. It can blink it. And that's how they got a hold of me on my second time I channeled them. Second and only time. So, what also happened was that, Rigel started some shit with them. They had a little conflict. There wasn't much. Rigel backed off because, they were outmanned. You don't mess with Procyon, even though they're two solid 7D planets, basically, is their population. Okay? And they're weird. They instead of Merkabahs and light ships, which they do have, they'd rather astral travel. But back to the Procyon ambassadorship Purine. I hope somebody else starts channeling these guys. It was really weird how it happened. I kept seeing this orb. I get these updates because I have an orb page and an orb channel from Pinterest, showing different pictures of orbs. And I got one that said, oh, strange green and purple orb being seen places. And I'm like, okay, I've seen them on Pinterest a million times. Okay, whatever. This one wasn't mixed in together, though. It was half and half. Perfectly. Anyway, this is a residential community of about, there's probably about, there's a couple thousand people that live on this, okay? It's pretty big, a couple thousand souls. And he showed me one time real quick, and he just showed me, he said, we take privacy seriously, but I'm going to give you about a 3-second blink at what everybody's doing in their houses. I said, what? And he said, look, in my mind, or look at that orb that you're looking at on your phone. I said, okay. And close your eyes. I said, okay. Boom. It showed people sitting there having coffee in one house. Oh, there was a couple in another house. Looks like they were going over not a bill, but something, piece of paper. People just doing what they do. And then he closed it off. He's all, yeah, see, this is a residential community, our ambassadorship. I am Valance, the residential coordinator, care coordinator, some shit. I'm like, okay. All right, man. And then, he proceeded to tell me their story, their history, who they were, who they think their DNA is from. Mostly Pleiades, could be a little there, and they're a little shaky on that too. They don't know 100% either. They were kind of left in the dark. But Procyon are humans like us. They're the closest planet. If you think you might be one of them, here's the thing, and they don't hold back. I know I've had Pleiadians tell me they like sex and like to party, up there, and I just said, okay, cool, they're enlightened, whatever. No, these people like to really get down. Procyon, I'm not even kidding. They really like to get down. He didn't get into any details, so don't get excited, folks. He just said, yeah, they love it. They love it, and they love it constantly. They love the party. That's what he said. Yeah, no, it was weird how I met him. I saw him one night I was looking at my blue orb on the phone, and I see shit in it. There's a society in there, dude, running around. Life is everywhere. Everywhere. There is a solar system within a raindrop. And these people were doing their thing. And then these two dudes started looking, and they were looking at me and smiling at me. And this girl had been waved at me. I wasn't on LSD, folks. Haven't had any since 95. In my 20th birthday, I had a hit, and it sucked. I haven't had any really good acid since, fuck, man, early 90s. Anyway, so this guy was smiling at me, and I got kind of pissed. They were looking at me, look, what the hell are you doing? I even took my finger and flicked it. That wasn't nice of me and very not light worker of me. I flicked the phone right at his face. I'm like, dude, what the hell is going on? Because I have it happen all the time, and this was blatant, though, like they're trying to communicate with me. I'm like, this is weird. And they tried to do it through my phone a million times, and it's cool, but I just, you know, that's what that Procyon Pleiadian energy does, though. They sometimes they'll just show up. Really, they'll just show up on shit, you know. And then sometimes, on occasion, creeps will too. You got to be careful. Most of the time, though, if you're feeling creeped out, most of the time it's just because the energy is too strong. But yeah. Anyway, so I saw him and didn't think nothing of it for a while. And then a couple of weeks went by, that orb thing, and then he contacted me. And well, lo and behold. Yeah, and so the story goes, I posted both my channelings, and the one channeling, the last one I did, well, the tape went out. I had to do it in 2 parts, but I was getting ready to sit down to channel, and I hadn't looked out the window all day, which was odd for me. Looked out, looking at Alcyone and the moon, or whatever it was, Jupiter at the time, and I was going right back in the house. This thing caught me right in the side of my eye, and I look over, and it was where Sirius usually is, and it was blinking. I said, that Sirius, that shouldn't be around here like that for a couple more weeks. So I took my phone, hit Google Sky Map, guess what, it was Procyon. And I can only recall ever seeing Procyon on the Sky Map a few times. I've never really looked for it. And it was never seen it that close. And it was really, dude, it was like an orb ship, just posing as a planet or a star. Oh yeah, man, and it did all kinds of shit for me. It's on video, you can see the shit. It takes a few minutes for it to get going, though. I'm talking to him, or I'm watching it, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna see if he would do a channeling with me while I watch him. And then he did. Yeah, his name is Valence. He's the residential care coordinator for the Procyon Ambassadorship Purine. The Procyon Purine. The Orb Ambassadorship is what they are. And see, they're just getting back now into the Federation and stuff, because they left the Galactic Federation over all that shit. You know, it wasn't really the Federation's fault, but they just wanted to be alone. And so it goes, people. I'm out. Much love. Namaste. I'll be on air probably later. We're going to talk about a little something I'm sure it's on a lot of people's minds. And no, it's not the drones. We may touch on that for a second. David and I did the other night. Yeah. So, not David Starr, which you'll probably see his book in the background. It's always a good visual with the Blue Rose, and Francesca Rose, oddly enough, is the co-author. The best damn Sophia channeler in the world. So, that'll be coming, but I gotta hurry up and get the hell out of this place. I feel like I've been in here a year now. Alright, bye. I feel like I'm hanging up the phone.